Hi guys, I'm Avni and I welcome you here. So I'm back with a new news video. The very first news is that Chinese President Xi Jinping has urged global powers to support direct dialogue between Russia and the Ukraine. During a meeting with the Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban, Xi emphasized China's role in fostering peace and called for an environment conducive to talks. Orban's visit to China follows a trip to Russia and Ukraine, reflecting his peace mission as Hungary assumes the EU's rotating presidency. However, his efforts lack broader European endorsement. Orban praised China's peace initiatives and described China as a stabilizing force. Xi reiterated China's commitment to neutrality despite its strong ties with Russia. Orban's meeting highlights Hungary's significant political and economic relations with China. The second news is that Japan and the Philippines signed a defense pact on Monday, allowing Japanese forces to deploy in the Philippines for joint military exercises, including live fire drills. Filipino forces will also participate in joint combat training in Japan. The reciprocal access agreement was signed by Philippine Defense Secretary Gilberto and Japanese Foreign Minister Yoko Kamikawa, witnessed by Prime Minister Macron's Jr. The agreement, pending legislative ratification, marks Japan's first defense pact in the Asia. Both nations expressed concerns over China's actions in the South China Sea, emphasizing the importance of maintaining a free and open international order. This move aligns with Japan's increased defense efforts and the Philippines' strategy to bolster military alliances. So, the third news is that NATO has appointed Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte as its new leader amid ongoing conflict in the Ukraine and uncertain US support for this alliance. Mark, who steps in on October 1, succeeds Jens Stoltenberg. His candidacy was confirmed after Romanian President Klaus withdrew. Mark, a strong Ukraine ally and a critique of Russia's President Putin, gained support from key NATO members like the US, Britain, France, and Germany, despite initial reservations from the Eastern European countries. Stoltenberg also has praised Mark's leadership and his transatlanticist stance, expressing confidence in his successor's ability to guide NATO throughout these challenges. The fourth news is that Hurricane Beryl, the earliest Category 5 hurricane, caused widespread devastation across the Atlantic. It ravaged Caribbean islands like Barbados and Jamaica, destroying entire towns and nearly obliterating parts of St. Vincent and Grenadines. Beryl then hit Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula and the Texas, regaining strength each time it crossed the waters. In Texas, heavy winds and rains toppled trees and power lines, leaving many without the power. Mexico's Tulum also faced significant damage, with tens of thousands left without power. Recovery efforts are underway, but rebuilding will take months, if not years. The fifth news is that after an assassination attempt during a rally in Pennsylvania, former US President Donald Trump thanked supporters and urged Americans to stay united. The attack, which left Trump with a minor ear injury, was carried out by Thomas Matthew Crooks, a registered Republican who was shot dead by Secret Service. The motive remains unknown. Trump expressed his determination to attend the upcoming Republican National Convention in Wisconsin, where he will receive the party's nomination. The incident has heightened political tensions and the fears of further violence leading up to the November elections. Trump supporters have rallied and endorsements have poured in from figures like Elon Musk. The sixth news is that KP Sharma Oli, the leader of Nepal's largest communist party, has been appointed Prime Minister for a fourth term. He succeeds Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda after Dahal lost a confidence vote. President Ramchandra Podal appointed Oli, supported by the Nepali Congress under Article 76(2) of the Constitution. Oli will be sworn in on Monday and needs to secure a parliamentary vote of confidence within 30 days. His coalition government aims to provide political stability in the Nepal, which has seen 14 governments in the past 16 years. Oli previously served as the Prime Minister from 2015 to 2016 and from 2018 to 2021. Thank you and follow for more.